Hello, everyone. This is Elma, the Non-Tech Techie. So, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you are. I was surprised that I did not have that 30 seconds intro from Wave. Anyway, I'm here, and today I have the founder of ServerAvatar, Adarsh Sojitra. Did I pronounce the last name correctly?
Yeah, yeah, you
Sojitra.
pronounce it
Okay,
correctly.
perfect.
Yeah,
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Because
it's
sometimes,
right.
not sometimes, most of the time I have problems with pronouncing Indian names, really. Okay, so before I let Adarsh talk, I want to tell you first what is my experience when it comes to server avatar. So I haven't installed it yet on a server, but I've looked at the demo and I've talked to Adarsh before this live stream. And what he told me is that, hey, Elma, you know what? It's actually much better if you manage your own hosting for your WordPress sites because I currently use shared hosting. And the other thing he told me is that, and with Server Avatar, you can start automating using n8n, which is a free tool. So it means that if you, I use, okay, I currently use Pably, I currently use Active Pieces and a few other things. But now that I now know how to manage a server. It's not that bad actually. I just was so scared on the technical side how to manage it in the beginning, but it's actually pretty easy with Server Avatar, and that's what we are going to show you today. So two use cases: managing your own website hostings or WordPress hosting, and the other use case would be installing one-click installation of n8n on the server that you are managing. So let's start. Let's start and talk to Adarsh. So Adarsh, first of all, thank you so much for being with us here today. I'm actually really happy that you joined us because I've heard of Server Avatar already for some time. Like I think 2 years ago, Fernando showed me, "Hey Elma, you can manage your own
So, your
hosting."
server
Yeah,
hosting, yeah.
yeah, let me show you how. And I'm like, I'm not listening, I'm just okay. But then now I talk to others. Oh, okay, okay, now this is making sense to me. But also during that time I have 2 years of no understanding what the managed hosting is, because I before that I actually I don't have a WordPress website 2 years ago. So I only started WordPress 2 years ago. Everything I have are like I have, I think, Wix at one point. I have Shopify, but never had WordPress, and it's
Yeah.
so different from the others. So that was really cool. And now I'm here with Adarsh. So Adarsh, thank you again for joining us. And can you please let us know why you started Server Avatar, and if you can tell us your history,
Yeah, yeah,
the
sure. So
history of Server
like,
Avatar was really interesting.
yeah, many people like don't know like most of our users joined after 2021 or 2022. So
Mm-hmm.
before that, we are active since 2016. So in 2016, I created a prototype and took it live for free for 1 year. And then in 2017, I started charging users for using server avatar. And since then, like we are growing very slowly. Since from 2016 to 19, I was alone working on server avatar on all the parts of server avatar. And I was also very young because in 2016 I was in second year of my college, you can say. So I was doing my course and I was also running, trying to build something like server avatar. So the question you asked, like, why did I start server avatar, right? So
Yes.
like I was a blogger and SEO before that. So since 20 between 2014 to 2016, I was a pure blogger. Like I used to create websites, rank on keywords, and make money from Google Ads, right? Ad from AdSense. So like one of my project started getting some traction. So I thought like why let's move it to VPS, right? so there would be room to grow the project. So like I bought the VPS, and I came to know that like when you buy a VPS, you either need additional cPanel license or you don't get anything. Like you don't have any control panel. This I'm talking about like 2016 and 17. So at that time, like there was no Run Cloud, there was no FlyWP, there was no one anywhere, right? There was only one company called Server Pilot, and that was my inspiration. Like I can build something like this. I can like do automation. So basically, when I was trying to migrate my site from shared hosting to VPS without any control panel, I was facing many issues. Like I also did not know like proper Linux commands and everything, tech stacks and everything. But in college I was learning programming and everything, so I thought like this can be automated. Like basically it's a list of commands and things like that. I used to think like that in 2016-17 when there was nothing available except the idea. So I tried it and it worked. So I made some flows for like first of all to set up a server automatically, then to automatically install WordPress on it, and then to automatically install and manage SSL on it. And that was the basic like basic version one of ServerAvatar. Like you can set up a server, you can like deploy new WordPress sites, and you can install SSL certificate on it, right? So after that, it was growing slowly while I was studying till 2018, and in 2019 I started building team around ServerAvatar because like it was like people were excited about it and they were like using it. So, like I hired one developer, then two developers, then three developers, then started the support team and everything. Right now we are 20 plus team members, and we have all the kind of departments and everything sorted. So like we have support, we have development, we have R&D and everything, and like we have still like very much to grow.
Yes, I agree. There's always room for
Yeah,
expansion. That's really true. I mean, Server Avatar is doing quite well now. And I remember when I talked to you in private, you mentioned that, hey, Elma, our funding is, we are actually profitable. We
yeah.
had an angel investor back in 2020. Is that right? You had an
Yeah,
angel investor.
2022.
Okay.
So we raised a very small amount. So
Mhm.
like good enough to like we can have a runway of you can say 10 to 12 months. So that way, like in 2022, we were struggling a bit when it comes to like you can say like reach. Like we were not getting much reach, and that's why like we were not getting many new users. So I figured like that might be some fundamental issues in messaging and like presentation of the software, product design and everything, like almost everything. So what we did is we raised some funds so that we don't have to struggle about that, and then like in 10 to 12 months we sold our business model and everything, and after that like we are profitable. So what so right now like we can reinvest money in the growth that we are doing right now.
Okay, so that's really good. So if there's anybody here asking, hey, server avatar is profitable, so you could be assured that it's going, if you get the lifetime deal from them, it would be something that is stable. And then maybe we can also discuss why you have the LTD. Okay, so you're already profitable with your current business, with the current subscription subscribers, right? Those that pay
Yeah.
you month by month or yearly. But why do you still have LTD?
So like you can say like this field, like we are not going to like let's say right now we are only providing server management, right? Only the control panel, but we have like many additional opportunities for managed services. So let's say if a user gets lifetime deal, right? And that way the user is like if we treat the user right, at least not wrong, right? That way user is going to stay on the platform, and we will have the opportunity to provide them managed servers and managed applications at very good rates, and we can also make some revenue from even the LTD users, because like we have like good partnerships. We can have good partnerships with different providers, let's say DigitalOcean, Vulture, Linode, and everyone. That way we can provide good deals to our lifetime deal users as well as our regular users, and we can still have the recurring revenue from them.
Okay, so that's cool. So, guys, we're gonna start now with our. So, thanks for the all the messages. We have a lot of people saying hi and hi back. So everybody's saying hi to you, Adarsh. So hello back again. And now we have also Fernando. And Fernando told me that he made the banner for your Facebook group. So that's really interesting. Yeah, and because he's also an admin in our group. He's actually the original, our original admin. I'm
Yeah,
just
you tagged him in the comments, right? In the
yeah.
first year comment, you tagged like 5 to 6 people, and I saw he was there.
Okay, good, good. Okay, anyway, now let's start. So can you please show us? Oh, let's discuss first the website hosting. So how do we do it with Server Avatar?
Okay. So I will explain it in in a way there are differences in traditional hosting as well as the self-managed hosting, or you can say managed or self-managed, right? So like that way it would be easier to understand for all the users, even if the users are non-technical. So let's say if you are getting managed or shared hosting, in that case, like first let me explain shared hosting. So in shared hosting you can imagine a VPS or dedicated server with some good specs, let's say like 16 GB RAM, 8 cores or something like that, and then they install cPanel on it and create various shared hosting accounts. So that way your resources on the servers are shared with other users who have the sites hosted on the same VPS or dedicated server. So that way you have shared resources on the server. That's why it's called like shared hosting. So you share your server with all the other users or many of the other users of the same company. Then there is managed hosting. In managed hosting, like most of the companies like provide dedicated resources in managed hosting, because like it is a serious term and it is a serious business where managed hosting is preferred by like you can say many like big organizations or people like them, or like they also have their team to manage their servers. So it's not like all of the organizations are using managed, but managed is used by users, mostly non-technical users who doesn't want to mess with server config, and they just want a website live in like next minute or next 5 minutes, something like that, right? They want everything managed. So if something goes wrong, they can go to the server company or their hosting provider, and they will solve the issues for them. So that is managed, fully managed hosting. You don't have to worry about anything. Your site will be live. If something goes wrong, the company who is providing the services will solve the issues for you. So basically that is like the managed. And then comes self-managed, right? So in self-managed, what happens is you bring your own server, and you connect it with the management system like ServerAvatar, Run Cloud, or any other you can say CyberPanel, or like any other GridPan, Ploy, something like that. So like that way like in that case, in self-managed hosting, what happens is you connect your servers from all the different providers within your single management account, and then you get the control panel to easily manage your servers. So I'll just show you with screen share in the next section. That would be easier to understand.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So should I like just share my screen and show it to the users?
I cannot see your screen yet.
Okay. I'm sharing it.
Oh, okay. I thought you've already shared it. I couldn't
No.
see it yet. Okay, found it.
Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we are directly going into my account in ServerAvatar. We have some servers configured for you can say WordPress and other many other applications. We will deploy some applications, and then for n8n, what we will do is we will create a new server and start fresh. So that way, users can also understand how to connect a server with ServerAvatar. So, like before that, like let me explain you the some of the benefits of self-managed hosting, right? In self-managed hosting, all the resources you have in your VPS is used by your applications. So you can decide to host one or two or three applications on a specific VPS, and then like only your applications will be able to use your resources, and like that is one of the benefits. You don't have noisy neighbors or anyone like that who can disturb your hosting setup without any kind of surge in traffic or any kind of extended usage, right? And then there is benefit for big teams and everyone, that they can control their server costs. So like in self-managed hosting, what happens is as you bring your own servers, you can decide to bring cheap servers for cheap projects and good servers for good projects, right? So like if you want to develop an application from scratch, you don't have to pay for the whole package, right? You can get a cheap server from any cheap VPS provider, and you can use it for development. Then if you want to go into production, then you can get a good server with good uptime and from a good company, and then you can just one click migrate your production site to that server, and your application will be live. So there are many benefits. You can share your servers with your team members, and there are many things. I'll just show it to you. So
Okay.
okay, here I have my servers, and like here is the main dashboard. It gives you an overview on like how many servers, apps, databases you have in your hosting setup, right? And here we have the list of servers. So these servers can come from anywhere. Like right now, you can see Sandbox 3 and Sandbox 2 servers, right? They are from DigitalOcean, and here we have Sandbox main, right? That is from Linode. So we can have multiple servers from multiple cloud platforms in a single dashboard, in our single dashboard. And first of all, let me show you, let me walk you through the server panel. So when you open any server panel, you have like basic server overview, configuration information and specifications, and we have some quick actions like you can just enable the firewall on the server with one click. From here you can restart a server, you can share a server just like you share like a sheet with users. So here is like the main panel where you can see like server load. Here is the live information, like how much server load is there, memory usage, disk usage, etc. And then we have charts like showing how many. Here you can see it will display how many queries are being executed on your server and what kind of queries are being executed. It is very useful, like for advanced users you can detect many issues, like you can like from query monitor you can see if your cache is working or not, if something went wrong with your caching or something like that. There are many issues, like many troubleshooting like processes that involve query monitor. So we have included it in the main server dashboard, and it works even if you have any kind of database on your server. Similarly, like there is resource usage information, there is server load information. So that is in the main server panel you get like the overview of your server, right, how it's going. Then we have the applications here, like we can like see the list of applications, or we can create new applications. So like for WordPress, let's just try, like let's just create a website right now. So in ServerAvatar, what you do is when you have a server connected with your setup, right, in that, after that you can create an application. You can write the name of the application, for example abcd 1234 example, something like that, right? And then we also like ask if user want to use their own domain, like if they already have the domain and they want to deploy the production site, you can just enter the domain name here, and like ServerAvatar will deploy the application with that specific domain name. Then you just have to direct that domain name from DNS to the IP address of your server, and your site will be live. Then like we also provide test domains. So if you want to deploy staging sites or temporary sites, or you want to just tinker on your application, you want to like play with new plugins and test new plugins, something like that. You want to show demo or things like that. You can use test domains. Here you can like select any domain you want, and here we are using the same as the application name. And then we have like three kind of deployments. First one is one click. One click you like the deployment of the application is handled automatically.
Adarsh,
You
I cannot see you. There
you
you are.
can't see me.
Now I can see you.
Okay, okay, okay. So am I audible? Like
Yes, yes, you are
okay,
audible, so no
okay,
problem
okay,
with
okay.
that.
Okay. So first one is one click. You can select any application, provide the information about application. For example, we are selecting WordPress, and then my site, language, okay, English. Time zone can be anything. Prefix, username, password. So that here is the, like you can say basic information that you enter while installing the WordPress, right? So we are entering that information and we click on create application. Now what ServerAvatar will do is ServerAvatar will go on the server, create all the necessary config files, and it will do all the tasks required to deploy any application on your server, right? It includes like config file creation, it includes user creation for isolated environment, it includes permission settings and everything. And there are few additional steps to finally take your application live on your server. So here we have the application deployed. You can see we have a brand new WordPress. Right now it's on HTTP protocol. So let's say if you have deployed an application and you want to install SSL certificate on it, right? In that case, you can just click on SSL certificate, automatic installation, and automatic install. So it will install as well as it will continue to renew your SSL certificates before they expire. So that way, like you just have to install it and forget about it. You can also force all the URLs from HTTP to HTTPS within one click. So right now with our new WordPress application, everything is perfectly fine. Like it is completely deployed. It is on HTTPS protocol, and then like as I said before, you can enable the firewall, and there are few more security settings as well as like troubleshooting, optimization, and there are many more settings at server level like disk cleaner. You can like clean up your server without like logging into your command line and everything. So all the tasks that ServerAvatar like does for you, if you don't use ServerAvatar or any other server management system, like you would have to do it manually with command line. For that you need command line experience, and experience is important. You can also learn it, but it's better to just use any server management system. So like that way, like with by using server management system, you solve many issues. Like you can like have multiple servers from multiple providers from, and you can manage it from a single dashboard. You can also like clone and migrate websites between servers. So let me show you that part. So let's see, we want to migrate this website from like this server to some other server. In that case, like we can select the type, whether we want to migrate the application, the whole application, or just file system, or just database. Then we select the destination server, like let's have this server. We will enter the new application name, right? We will select the source database, right? We will enter the new database name, and like we can do all these things. Like it will migrate this website with like this much effort to a new server, and that way like it becomes very easy to like maintain your sites and maintain the version on your servers and everything. So let's say if your like let's say your Ubuntu like server version is older, let's say it's 18.04, and you want to migrate your sites from the older server to newer server, you just connect a new server, you migrate your sites, and you can delete the old server. It's easy as that. So here we have the migration is completed, cloning is completed. Now we have to verify the DNS, and everything will be like working on the new server.
Okay. Let me stop you there for a moment. Okay, so there's a question here with regarding migration.
Okay.
Where is it now? Is there any limitation on the application size during migration?
Can you repeat that once?
Is there any limitation on the file size, application size during
Actually, like
migration?
we have tested it up to like 50 to 70 GB websites. So up to like 50 70 it is tested and it works. And like after that, like we haven't tested it above 100 GB of websites. So like we are not sure about that, but based on the development process and practices we have used, it can easily migrate bigger websites.
Okay, and with how about the can I back up my server, say on an external cloud, like say I have Google Drive or a P Cloud or
Okay.
Microsoft OneDrive.
Okay. So you can't like backup the whole server, but you can backup the applications. So what we do is we manage your server beyond like the server management, your application management, and the software on your servers. So we provide backup and restore functionality at application and file system and database level. So let me show it to you once. Okay, so in this server, let me back up. In this server, sandbox main, we have an application called the sandbox, right? Here, we want to create a backup of this application, right? That in that case, I'll go to backups, And there are two types of backups. First one is instant backups, the backup that you create right now. So first I'll just create it and then we'll move to scheduled backups. Sandbox backup. Okay, we want to backup the whole application. File types are good. Server, here it is. Then we select the application. We select the database. We select the provider. Okay, right now I have ServerAvatar as a provider selected. So we like provide free backup, free 20 backups up to 150 MB, and after that it is like $0.07 per GB, and it is used from your credits. And next, I will also show you like the integrations. If you have Google Drive, then in that case you can just back up your sites to Google Drive. It's fine. So I'll just move to integration after this one. So next we have the retention period. Like you can set the retention of the database. After that, after that the backup will be deleted. So let's create an instant backup for this application. Okay, as you can see, like the backup process has started. It will be completed in like 1 or 2 minutes, something like that. It
All right.
also depends on the size of the application. So, like if you have an application with size like 30 GB, 40 GB, 50 GB, it might take longer to create a backup of your application. So you can see the status is completed. The application backup has been created and it is been stored in ServerAvatar's storage right now.
Oh, so
You
there is
can
also storage in ServerAvatar. I'm a bit confused now. So
you can select ServerAvatar to store your backup. So like if you don't have any other storage, like let's say if you don't have Google Drive, okay, let me show you how to integrate like other storages. So in your dashboard, in sidebar, you will see integration, and in that case, in that section, you will see cloud storage. Right? In cloud storage, you can link Google Drive, you can link Amazon S3, you can link Wasabi, or you can link any other S3 compatible storage. So that includes like hundreds of services. Like it is the standard, right? So like you can connect an S3 compatible bucket from any cloud provider, and you can select it while creating backups to store your backups. So that way, like you can store your backups in your own storage servers, and that is free. Like we don't charge to store your backups in your own servers, right? So that is the good thing about self-managed hosting. You can store any number of backups you want, and you won't be charged for the storage. You can like directly pay to like Google Drive or
right.
any other services you use.
And okay, so Andy actually has a question here. Like, can I also back it up to via FTP so can create backups to my NAS at home?
Okay, so we haven't integrated FTP yet, but we are planning to integrate FTP because it opens up like many possibilities for users to store their
Right.
backups. So like it is in consideration, and we will be creating the FTP integration for storage servers.
Okay. Do you have a timeline for that? Because I also have an NAS at home, and that's another thing that I find it difficult. A lot of things that uses this kind of backup, I cannot back it up to my NAS.
Can you repeat that once, please?
Okay. When is the timing? When are you going to have the FTP ready?
Oh, okay. So like we will have like right now like it's not planning the next update or an update after that. But if we can like if I can provide any ETA, it would surely be launched within you can say about 1.5 to 2 months.
Okay, let's say 2 months. Ready in 2 months. Okay. Good. Okay, so let's continue. We were talking
Uh,
about something else earlier,
Okay,
so and then
so
we started with
like
backups.
we were going to discuss the scheduled backups before we went on this discussion. So we created an instant backup, right, in
Mm-hmm.
our storage. Now we can create a schedule for backups. So same way you go to scheduled backups, you go to create and then select the type of the backup, whether you want to backup only file system or you can only create backups for database, or you can also select the whole application. So in whole application, your file system as well as database both will be backed up. So we are selecting the application. We will choose a server and then the application just like the instance backups. And then we have a schedule, like how frequently you want to create backups of your applications. So in this case, like let's select every hour, right? And then we will also have the retention period of, let's say, 2 months, right? So the backups will be retained for 2 months, and after that the backups will be deleted. Older backups will be deleted. Newer backups will be created every hour. So we create a schedule. We can select start now, and it will instantly create a backup, and then it will do it every hour. So we create a schedule, and here it will show us the total number of backups and last backup at and next backup at and every information you need about the schedule, right? You can pause the schedule, you can edit the schedule, or you can delete the schedule. So in that case, if you have a backup created by schedules, you will see it in the backups section here, the one we created right now with the start now functionality, right? So that way you can schedule the backups for your applications, and you don't have to worry about creating backups every time you make changes on your site, right? And just in case, in the backup section, the last thing is if you delete your server or if you delete your application and your backups are being retained, in that case you will find it in the archived backups, where you can select your old deleted server and you will be able to like find the backups that still exist. So that is the backups section of ServerAvatar.
Cool. Well, we have a lot of questions here, but let's go for the next
Yeah, that
one.
was expected. That was very much expected.
Okay, okay. So shall we answer the questions before we start with the n8n
Yeah.
part of our live stream? Okay, so let's start with the questions here. Um, Let me see something else. Okay, so this is a question like, can we upgrade the OS like Ubuntu? So Server
Okay.
Avatar has updates too, right?
Okay. So ServerAvatar updates are the updates that we push on our system, right? If you want to upgrade the OS of the server, so let's say if you have like Ubuntu 18.04 right now that you are managing with ServerAvatar, right? And if and you want to migrate your sites from 18.04 to 22.04 or 24.04, in that case the best way is to create a new server, connect it with server avatar, migrate your sites with one click, and then delete your old server with 18.04 OS, right? So all your sites are now migrated to Ubuntu 24.04 or upgrade any upgraded version, and you can manage it for a few years until you have to migrate to upgraded version of Ubuntu.
Okay, good. So let's type this one and then next. Okay, when it comes to transferring sites, can we only transfer it between servers but also between organizations? And for example, when we transfer from one server to another server, Server avatar, does it have to be installed on both servers before
Yes,
migrating?
exactly. So like
Okay.
once you have like two servers in server router, the migration between both the servers is possible. So like server router cannot migrate out or migrate in from other managed servers, like even if it's self-managed or managed with any other management system, it cannot do automatic migration. But within server router to server router servers, the migration is possible. And yes, the question is it possible to transfer sites not only between servers but also between organizations? So, like, there is no direct way to migrate between organizations because, like, they are meant to be different from fundamentals. But you can, what you can do is like you can migrate your server temporarily to different organization and then migrate your site and migrate your server back. So there are always workarounds. But some things like some fundamental things like organizations and their resources should be very different, right? That we are following. So like one server from one organization cannot like move sites to like server from another organization. But as a workaround, you can temporarily move your server to different organization and then migrate a site and move your server back. It's very much possible.
Right. So it's a matter of finding a way to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it now. Okay, so let's hide this one. It's already asked. Okay, so this is another question. Is it possible to track which site on the server is using the most resources?
Okay. So yes, in our like it is possible since you can say last 10 to 15 days only because we launched the monitoring suite and the monitoring suite can like it cannot provide you instant data but it can tell you like which site is using more resources on your server depending on how many requests and how many requests are being served for any specific site. So let's say you have 10 sites on a server, right? And one of the application is getting like one of the application is using more resources because it is getting more traffic or whatever, right? In that case, you can find the application with our monitoring suite. I'll just give you a short demo of that. So, is my screen still visible?
Yes, I can make it visible. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's go to any of the application. I'll go to the main application. Okay. Here you have log monitoring suite, right? Here you can see like in this application we hardly have like 300 requests, right? It can't be using much resources on the server. In fact, on this server, like there are no applications that are using any kind of resources. Here, like you can see the load average, it's very low. But in case like you have high server resource usage, you can identify an application that is using more resources, like more bandwidth, more requests, more web server and everything.
Is it possible to create alerts for that? Say, if I have this much requests, send an alert to me so that I can find out what's happening.
Yes, right now we have alerts set for server resource usage. So like you can set like if the server is using let's say 90% of the memory, right? Or disk usage exceeds 90% or 95% or whatever, right? You server actor will just send an email to the user. And similarly, in our like premium hosting provider, we have service monitoring option that will monitor all the services running on the server. So let's say PHP, all the versions, MySQL or MariaDB or MongoDB, whatever all the versions, web server, all the versions, and like all the services running on the server can be monitored and alerts can be created if any service goes down or if it uses more resources on the server. So let's say like you got an alert that PHP 7.4 or PHP 8.3 is using 80% of the resources on your server, or how much CPU or RAM it is using. Then you can find out which application is using that specific version and which application is using more resources on the server. So there are, like, you can say, like, there are more possibilities that than I can explain. Like in every situation you have something that will help you to find issues or troubleshoot or even optimize your cost or optimize your speed of your application, you can say.
Okay, that's good. Really good. Okay, is there any UI tool for database, MySQL, except PHP, MyAdmin?
Okay. So we have like the basic UI for database management. I'll show you. We can't call it basic because like it has lots of features. So in this server, let's go to databases. Now we have two databases here, right? In databases, like it is like one thing is very much like you can say beneficial in server of that. We are following very good practices where your databases are secured from fundamental levels. So here is the basic interface of the database management. So first of all, like, let's create basic database. So let's say we are creating this database, right? We can also set the custom username and password to access this database. Right now we will use randomly generated. Then we have connection preference. So in connection preference, if you want to create a remote database access, so let's say you are creating database on this server, but you want to access it from some other another server, right? In that case, you can like limit it to specific IP addresses, or you can allow access from everywhere, or you can if you want to have the application as well as the database on the same server, you can use the localhost. That, like, all of the control panel uses localhost, right? Very few of them provide remote access. So now our database is ready, right? Then we have options to manage users for that database. So right now we have one user that we created while creating the database. Now we can create a new database user. So let's say if you want to provide temporary access to someone, right? Like you can say freelancer or whatever for troubleshooting or any cases, you can just create a new user for this specific database, and you can provide access to him. Once the work is complete or whatever, you can just delete the user, and that is like fine. Let me delete both of these users, and you will be able to see, like, you will be like, now this database cannot be accessed from anywhere. Now let's see, when we create a new user, we can access it with this username and password using PHP management, and we can further manage the database from PHP management.
Okay. I don't manage databases, so I'm a little bit lost on that one. But I hope that answers your question, Joginder. Okay,
In
let's go.
database management, like, remote database access is like very difficult to understand when you are implementing, and about 90, you can say 90 to 95% users don't even use it, but we have we have that feature for power users if they want to, like, so it makes the server router setup scalable at some levels. So with this option, like, you can have web, like your application or your front end on one server, your backend on one server, and your database on different server, right? So you can scale them individually as the requirements arise. So that makes it scalable, in short.
Right, right, right. Let's see. Okay, so this another question. Let me show that. Is it possible through the server avatar admin to pour a large database dump, for example, from 2 GB and more?
Okay, so like here comes the database thing again. So if you want to dump a full database, right? In that case, you can just like there are two ways. Either you can go to like PHP my admin. Okay, let me show you. Right, it would be very much easier if I show you. Okay, so we have this PHP my admin installed on this server, right? And the first thing is, okay, is it possible through the SA admin to pour a large database down, for example, 2 GB and more? Okay, so I think like you are talking about the limitations set on PHP admin. So let me show you that first. Right now, we'll go to databases and here we have signposts, get username, password, and here if we go to export, right, like it can be exported to like even if it is like 2 GB or more. And if you are getting any kind of error, like you can just go to applications php settings, and you can increase the max file size, upload, download, whatever memory limit you can increase. You can increase max input time, max input words. So these are the common settings that you change if you are getting an error while exporting a large database. Then this is the one method. The second method is let's go to instant backup, create backup, select database, right? Select a server and database provider and retention. And what we'll do is like create an instant backup. So now we will have the backup of the database only, and we can just download the SQL file from here. Here you can see like it is completed. The only the database is included, and here I can just download it on my local. Even if it's like 2 GB or more, it's fine. Like there is no limitations on the number of GBs you can dump.
All right. Now, there are some who are asking about scalability with server avatar. So I believe Asif was asking that question, explain horizontal and vertical scaling, and is either one possible with server avatar? And I saw, okay, HM also asked, does the LTD allow scaling of resources if needed, and what will be the pricing? Will it affect the pricing of server avatar? Okay, I
Okay.
like these questions.
Okay. Okay. So, like, does the LTD allow scaling of resources if needed, right? So the thing is, like, server router does not provide servers. Like, you bring your own servers, right? So, let's say you got a server from DigitalOcean, you connected it with server router, and now you want to scale your resources, right? In scaling of resources, ServerAvatar is not included at all. You can just go to DigitalOcean, scale the resources on your server, resize your server, whatever, and the changes will be reflected in ServerAvatar by default. Like ServerAvatar doesn't charge based on the resources you have on the server. So it is just a management system. You can scale your servers individually as you see fit, right? And we can like can we move to the question that that we had before this one? It is connected like in a way.
Yes, about horizontal and vertical
Yeah,
scaling.
exactly.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so in case of vertical scaling, so there are two types of scaling, like, right? So vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Vertical scaling is when you increase the resources on your server itself, right? So you have 4 GB RAM on your server and two cores, and now you need more. So you just go to your cloud platform and upgrade your server to 16 GB RAM and 8 core server. That is vertical scaling, right? Vertical scaling is possible until your cloud platform limit. So let's say you have 2 GB server connected with server router, right? You want to scale it to like 128 GB of RAM and 64 cores, right? You can just go to cloud platform and scale it up. Right? ServerAvatar will display the new RAM and new cores, and it will reflect all the changes in, like, let's say 5 minutes or something like that. Right? And that is vertical scaling. Like, you can scale the servers vertically directly from cloud platforms. Right? And when it comes to horizontal scaling, right? Horizontal scaling is when you have your code on the different server, and then you have the database on your different server, and both the servers are working together to serve your application. Right? That is horizontal scaling. If your application is being served from multiple servers, right? So for an example, you can say, when you send a request to, let's say, abc.com, right? First it goes to, like, load balancer, then it goes to specific front end server. Then front end server will get some information from the backend server, and then backend server will get some information from the database server, right? So you have different parts of your application hosted on different servers, right? In server avatar, you can have web server, your front end on a different server, you can have your backend on a different server, you can have your database on the different server, and then you can scale them according to your requirements individually. So let's say your database server is being overloaded with a number of queries, right? Your front end and your backend server is fine. Your application and front end server is fine, for example, and your database server is getting loads of requests, and it needs, like, upgrades, right? You can just individually upgrade the database server, and you are good to go. So horizontal scaling is possible, but at this level, right now we are not providing load balancers, and we are not providing MySQL or database server replicas. So those are the concepts that are still missing when it comes to horizontal scaling, but it is possible at one level.
Okay, so there's a follow up. So in vertical, we need to increase hardware resources.
Yeah,
Yes,
basically you increase the resources on your server, and it's called vertical scaling.
right. And regarding scaling server, if I get more disk space, will server avatar automatically see it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. It doesn't require anything. Like, it will
right.
just see it.
And just to let you know that with server avatar, their starter plan, which is what we are giving away today, worth 399 each. They You can have up to 5 servers. Yes, up to 5 servers in that account. But from professional master to business, you have it has unlimited server capability. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how many servers you have.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm just checking. It has also 20% off. So
Yeah.
we will look at that later. Okay, we are exploring stuff, what we can do with server avatar. Okay, so next question. This one might be quick to answer.
Yes.
So currently, what languages are supported in your UI?
Okay. So right now English is only supported by, like, natively only English is supported, but we are getting many requests from many different countries about adding the support for different languages. So we are, like, very much, you can say, like, it's in our priority, you can say,
Okay,
to make
that's
it
good.
multilingual. And I'm also seeing some users using Google Translate to convert the language, and then they use server avatar. So it is very much important for us to add more languages to server avatar.
Okay, now this question is a bit. Is there any possibility to host WordPress database on separate server the easy way using server avatar?
Yes, yes, yes. Let me show you. That is very much
Okay,
easy.
I didn't even know that. Okay, that's nice to see. Let's
Yeah.
go have a look.
Okay. So for this setup, right, we will have our code, our WordPress code, on this main server, right, and we will host the database of that application on Sandbox 2, right? So let's do that. When we create a new application, specifically WordPress, test remote database. Okay, no, test multi-server WordPress setup. Okay. Now we are selecting the temporary domain. Okay. In one click, WordPress and my blog, my language can be English, time zone, admin, okay. Password we have set. Then here in the database server, right, we can select sandbox 2 or 3. It is different server in the same organization, and in that server we will create the database and connect it with WordPress code hosted on this server in the main server. So let us create like a database with same name. Okay, create application. Now what it will do is it will create a database in Sandbox 2 server. It will download and install WordPress site files in Sandbox main server, and it will create the connection between two servers. Right? So let's see, once it is deployed, like it is very much easy. Like the site will be live as soon as it is deployed, and you will see we will have the database in some different server. So it is like very much easily possible with server.
Okay. Let's see the next question. Which one's the one I was asking earlier? So it was this one. We can take it off. Because we have a lot of questions today.
Uh,
Okay, so the next question is, can we git clone application using HTTPS instead of using private key in ServerAvatar?
okay. I think it should be possible. Let me see. Because we allow public deployments. So like okay.
So just to let you know, guys, I don't understand what Joginder was asking. Okay,
Okay.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so it is possible to deploy Git clone application with HTTPS. In that case, you have to select public repository. With private repository, like it is not possible to deploy with HTTPS, because in that case you should have your SSH key, and you should have your deployment key and everything configured. Right? If you want to deploy public repository, like, right, you can say Laravel or any other, like it can be any application, right? You can select public, you can enter HTTPS URL. For example, this is Sandbox is one of the project that I have built about 2 to 3 weeks ago. And like you can similarly you can select any application, you can enter the name of the branch and the deployment script, and it will deploy the application with HTTPS, like without using private key.
Okay, thanks for that. Another question is it possible to install Lightspeed Enterprise?
Okay, so like Lightspeed Enterprise is in our like roadmap. So what we'll do is we will have discussions with Lightspeed team, and then we can have some like integration where we can provide Lightspeed Enterprise to our customers.
All right. Okay. Next, we have another question from Joginder. In PHP, we often need to run composer commands. Does ServerAvatar provide terminal access?
Okay, so let me show you that one. We do not have like you can say like terminal on the web, right? But we do have SSH and SFTP access, management. So let's say the application that we deployed right now, here is it, right? And now what we can do is we can enable the SSH and SFTP access, and then we can use the terminal and this username, password, and host to access the terminal of that specific application, and then we can run the composer, git, npm, node, whatever command we want to run. And we already pre-install and pre-configure git, composer, npm, node, everything. So like once it is cloned, once your Git repository is cloned, you can just connect with SSH and SFTP, and you can start like executing composer commands and everything. So for applications that you are sure, like what would be the deployment script, right? In that case, you don't even have to use the terminal to like run composer commands. You can actually use the deployment script that we provide, right? Let's see, GitHub public, right? Here we enter the URL of the repository. We select the branch, and then in the deployment script we can do something like this, like the composer install, right? And PHP artisan key sunrise, right? Something like that. Here you can write down the deployment script, and it will be executed after the Git repository is cloned.
Okay, so let's maybe we still have a lot of questions actually. So let's go ahead with the N8N, and then we will answer questions again after the
Okay,
N8N
okay, okay, sure.
installation. All
Okay.
right.
Okay, for n8n specifically, we will follow the whole process. Like we will have some time, 4 5 minutes of time to again answer the questions while server is being configured. So we'll do that. Right
Wait a
now,
moment.
I am
Showing.
my DigitalOcean account if it is like visible.
Okay, we
Okay,
can see it.
so we are creating a new server. Here we are in like region we have selected Bangalore. OS image is Ubuntu, version is 24.04. We have premium AMD server, $14 a month. In password, we have the password entered configured, and we will just create a server. Okay. Once this server is ready, we will connect it with ServerAvatar. I think I would have to share my, change my like share settings. Okay, entire screen is shared. That's fine.
Oh, okay. So let's do this.
Okay. In server router, we connect a new server. So we have the server ready in DigitalOcean, right? Now we will create a new server in server router. It would be custom. Like we are not selecting DigitalOcean because like we are not directly integrated. We are not using the integrated account. Like I will show it later to like it will be easier for users to just integrate DigitalOcean, and then they can create server from ServerAvatar interface from within the DigitalOcean account. So we'll just n8n test. We'll enter the IP address. Okay, let's say we don't have IP address and root password, right? Clean up the server. Okay. For n8n, we have to select the node stack, right? It is very much important to select node stack if you want to use n8n, and we will enable the option to install yarn on the server. Okay, so the configuration is done. Connect now. Now here we have the command. We will just go to the server and execute that command. We can also do it from the DigitalOcean console. It's the same thing. Okay. Here we will execute the command. Non-technical users do not have to worry about what's going on here. We can just ignore it, and on this page we will just see the progress of the server once it is connected with ServerAvatar. Here we will see it in like, let's say, half a minute or so.
Right. And for the non-technical users like me, Server Avatar actually has a very comprehensive resources section on their website. So they have video tutorials, documentations, and whatever you need. Plus,
Yeah.
they have their online support as well. So,
Yes. And this installation, this server that we connected with ServerAvatar required the command execution because I did not have my DigitalOcean account connected with ServerAvatar. So what
mm,
non-technical users can do is connect their DigitalOcean or Vultr or Linode or Headsnar or whatever, like 5 platforms that we support. They can directly connect their accounts with ServerAvatar. They can directly integrate with those cloud platforms, and then the user does not have to go to command line or to connect a server. Like ServerAvatar will automatically deploy the server in your account, and then it will automatically connect it with ServerAvatar. So the installation and server creation will be automatic. It is like it is different than, it is different process, easier process than what we have followed right now.
okay. And is it still running? It is, right?
Yes, so
In the background.
it will update all the everything on the server, and it will update all the basic things on the server. So to make sure that it is like possible to install server avatar successfully. So
Right.
as
And
you can
how long
see,
does it normally take to do the entire
okay,
process?
here here the installation has started. We can see the progress here, right? So it will take about 5 to 10 minutes to fully configure the server. For server, it will do it automatically. It will get the server ready in 6 to 7 minutes or so.
Okay. I
So
actually
until
know.
then, we can
Okay.
take the questions if it's fine.
Oh, first I have a question for myself. Okay,
Yeah.
because currently my setup is that I use a WHM, so a web host manager, and under that I have 10 panels. So how is the setup with server avatar going to be if I want to replace that system that I'm having now?
Okay, you are using WHM.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and you are using VPS.
Uh, yes.
Okay. So you would have to replace WHM with ServerAuthor, and
Mm-hmm.
you would have to migrate your sites from WHM managed server to ServerAuthor managed servers. That is one time. So
Mm-hmm.
after you have migrated your sites, you can just remove your WHM managed servers, and you can continue the management of your sites from ServerAuthor.
And I can also create different, like currently I have like 10 different cpanels, and each cpanel will have 2 to 3 websites in it, so I could still configure it that way.
Yes, you can have same kind of setup. Either you can have like one VPS and you can host all of your sites on one VPS, or you can have some 3 to 4 VPS and you can have different kind of sites on those VPS. Or you
Okay.
can also have one site on one VPS and you can have small VPS for each website. So
All right.
all those configurations are possible.
Okay, that sounds good. So yeah, because I want to switch as soon as possible. All right. Now we are coming back with questions. um How much RAM will be used, like in DeepSeek? How you can calculate how much space is going to be consumed by an application?
Okay. DeepSeek is an AI model, right? So
Right.
it can be self-hosted, but right now we are not providing support, native support to host DeepSeek on server also. Like it would be possible once we start providing managed apps. In that case, like we can manage the tech stack of the server, and we can deploy like applications that require like a non-generic or some custom configuration on the server. So like it is possible, like hosting DeepSeek is possible after we start providing managed applications. Until then, it is right now it is not even possible to install DeepSeek using ServerAvatar.
Okay. Um, Next question. Let's just shorten this to. Okay, I know that you are currently using DigitalOcean for your VPS, right? Are there any other platforms that you recommend for VPS?
Okay, so like we are using DigitalOcean for testing servers. So like our team regularly needs servers to test few things and like regenerate issues, like if they face any, or they need servers for staging and development and all those purposes, right? So we use DigitalOcean for that purpose. Our main like we are using Linode from Akamai is our main hosting option, and we are also like we also recommend Vulture. Like it is really good. Like I don't know if everyone pronounces it like Vulture, but VULTR. What do you
Oh
guys?
yeah, okay, so that's Vulture. Yes.
Yeah. So like Vulture is very good. Like it is really great.
Okay, so Vulture and you have this
Vulture,
one else,
Linode, and DigitalOcean.
and
These three are
DigitalOcean.
very good.
Okay then.
And yes, there are like these three for production sites, right? And there are some like you can say SSD nodes, you can say like Hetzner. Hetzner is way better for it can be used for production sites, and like there are Recnard and everything that you can use for you can say like development or demo purposes. Okay, looks like our n8n server is ready. Let's go.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so like just like all the other servers that we have seen till now, you will see the same kind of control panel for this server, right? For basic security, you will just enable the firewall at first. Then, like we have like we are going to install n8n on the server, so that it is one click. Like here we have the n8n. So basically it will not actually install n8n, but it will like uh, like configure the server, install all the dependencies and everything on the server to support n8n application. So whenever you are creating an n8n application on the server, make sure that in the settings tab the install n8n option is like enabled. I'm sorry. It like you can say it might take about 30-40 seconds or so to like install all the dependencies that n8n require and everything to make sure like it works.
All right. And okay, I think you mean Linode. So yes, it supports Linode. Let's do.
Yes, yes. So ServerAvatar is a like you can say it is a generic control panel. You can like
Right.
have your server from like you can say 100 plus server providers. So the basic requirement is if you have public IP before and if you have Ubuntu OS, you can connect it with ServerAvatar and manage your sites through it. So there are no limitations on like the cloud platform you are using.
Okay. Earlier we were talking about VPS, and now Asif is asking, what are your thoughts about UpCloud?
Upload is really good. Like at one time, we
Oh,
also have
okay.
It is really good. Upload is overall very good. You can use it for production sites too.
Okay, okay, that's good. I have to look into these. So I now have UpCloud and DigitalOcean to look at, and Vulture. Okay, because it doesn't have to be the cheapest, but it must be something that is good. Okay, and when it comes to privacy, the GDPR, do you have it?
Yeah, I mean, like you can like explore our privacy policy and privacy policy as well as terms of service. You will get all the information regarding GDPR and everything.
All right. And okay, guys, I'm just gonna post something about our giveaway. So there, please join us in our live giveaway. If you have asked smart questions today, you are automatically in for the giveaway. If you commented hashtag server avatar, you are also in for the second giveaway. And we have also a giveaway form, forms.nttl.inc/ server avatar. Please fill it up. That will be the third one. And we're going to use Wheel of Names for that. So let's look for the next question to ask. I think we are almost finished with all the questions here. So these are some comments. Fernando is saying, to be honest, server avatar is the easiest cloud panel I have used. Some panels required you to SSH into the server to install it, but not with server avatar. It's all in the cloud. I don't even understand what is SSH, but I think
So
everybody knows
basically,
that.
what he's saying is like you don't have to go to the command line to install ServerAvatar. Like you can just connect your cloud platform and like it's all in the cloud. Like you don't have to worry about like server connection and everything. Everything will be automatic.
All right. And the next one here. So if you don't have server avatar, say you're missing out because you can get a cheap VPS, install server avatar, and you can host all your sites for around $50 per year. Of course, you need to buy server avatar first. Of course, where is the follow up on that one? I cannot see. Might need to look into the original. It is a long one. Okay. Also, Server Avatar just released white label. You can literally run your own digital ocean like business. So if you
Yeah.
want to run your own business, like hey, so you can start web
So like I'll
shared
just
hosting,
explain
something
you.
like that, right?
I'll just explain you the use cases of white label.
Mm-hmm.
So white label is mainly used by hosting providers. So if someone is selling VPS, no matter if it's from DigitalOcean or it's from their own servers, but if they are providing the VPS hosting as a service, in that case they can like white label the control panels by server router and then they can connect it with their VPS and they can sell the whole like managed hosting package to the end user. So that will include server as well as the control panel, but it will be with our customers branding, so it will not be our branding. So they can just white label the control panels and sell it to the end users. So like there are multiple use cases for this. One is directly selling the hosting services to end users, right? The second one is if you have a big development team, right, and you want to provide limited access to your developers to create servers within your cloud platform, right? If your developers are creating different environments like testing environment, development environment, demo environments, right, they need a server, but you won't allow them to create like a server with $1,000 monthly billing, right? It should be limited. So in that case, like you can install the reseller panel and then you can provide limited access to your like cloud platform account with limited credits and things like that. So like it is useful for hosting companies as well as it is useful for like big development teams. So they can like divide as well as control their expenses on their cloud account.
Nice. Right, so read that. Now, another comment here. Server Avatar is as a lifetime deal is crazy beneficial. It's not new, and people are still likely to look for the unlimited plan. And let's talk about the plans of Server Avatar before we do select. Okay, we do ask our next question. So I'll share my screen. There you go. So on Server Avatar, they have total of four plans. The starter plan is with five servers, and you have unlimited applications, databases, staging area, one-click installers, automatic custom SSL, file manager, temporary sites, Git deployments, first site PHP settings, automatic backups, firewall management, fail to ban, and monitoring alerts for maximum five servers. So you start with 399, and we are giving away three starter plans today at the end of our live stream. And then next you have the professional plan, where you already have the unlimited servers and includes all the features from starter plus
Team
unlimited
member.
teams, yeah, and unlimited team members, roles, and permission. And then you have the master plan, where it also has team members, same as what's the name of the other plan, professional, but this time you have
Like request
request.
analysis and log monitoring suite. So the one that I showed you before. So
Right.
let's see. Here is
Let's
it.
show your screen first. Okay.
Okay, okay. It is shared. Okay. So let's say in this server, let's see applications. Okay, and here is the log monitoring suite. So, like here, like users can see what kind of request your server is serving, like how many requests are from bots, which bots are active, which URL is providing errors, what is the most common error, and how to solve any specific errors, right? So, like it is very much useful when it comes to debugging and optimizing your applications, and it will also allow you to like monitor the bots that are crawling your websites. And there are good bots, there are bad bots. You can also identify the bad bots, and we are going to add options to directly block the bots from accessing your sites. So that way, like this is the whole monitoring suite that monitors each and every request received on your server. So it will monitor everything, like how many requests are being served, which country is like most popular, what kind of resources are using more bandwidth, and almost everything that I said. Like it's very good. Like it is very useful.
Yes, it is very useful. So, and then after that, you have the highest plan they have, which is the business plan. So, all the features of master plan plus white label panel. So, this is like if you want to have your digital ocean like kind of business, or if you have this big software development team. And this is what we use here. And then so you have the white label panels, limit panel usage, credential based access, hosting reseller panel, and unlimited end users. Okay, so question is this is both from Fernando and Asif. What features are you currently working on, or what features are you gonna release soon?
Okay. So first of all, like right now, today I was talking with developers. They are right now working on global search. So ServerAvatar will have a global search option where you can just write down anything, and if like any application matches or any database matches or any resource on the account matches, it will like global global search your whole account, and it will help you find resources very well. And then there is one major thing coming up next. That is like the managed servers, right? We are planning to launch with DigitalOcean and Vultr, and right now we are in talks with Vultr regarding the partnership. And once everything is clear, we will launch it with ServerAvatar. So that way, what will happen is users don't have to go to different cloud platforms and manage different billings. They can have a single billing for DigitalOcean, Vultr, or any other cloud platform. So, they can use the same credits for different kind of servers with ServerAvatar, and there will be no need to integrate ServerAvatar with your own cloud platform account because the servers will be available from ServerAvatar itself.
Okay. Um, Another
Actually,
question.
there are many features in development right now, but
Mhm.
I don't have the list in front of me right now.
Right. And could you please update us on the features? Or let me just check here. Do you have a roadmap on your site? Yeah, I don't see the roadmap here.
Okay, so the roadmap is in. I'll just send you a link. With,
Okay. Are you sending it to me here in Wave or on Facebook?
let me see.
Or just send me a link later on Facebook, no problem, and I
Okay,
can just
you
show
can
you.
I'll just send you the link on. And yes, the roadmap is accessible in the support panel. So it is not public, but ServerAuthor users can use it and create new feature requests and
Right.
so you need a ServerAuthor account to access the support panel.
Right. And the reason why I asked for that, the roadmap, and because this is asking, hey, can you please give us some MySQL optimization options in the dashboard? There are some applications that he hosts which are huge and managing their databases, which grows to 200 to 400 GB is a pain.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. And
Mhm.
one thing is there will be fundamental solution from server avatar. So what we are planning to do is I have created a post in our group few weeks back that we will be making the feature for create your own stack. So in that case, what we will do is we will allow users to deploy specific database servers, specific application servers, and we will be providing detailed management options. So if you have MySQL and you have deployed a database server using MySQL, there will be many more options, not just the database creation, deletion, and user management. There will be many more options where you can modify the MySQL config and optimize your database and do other things regarding specifically the database. So there will be more options for each services as we move forward with the plan.
Okay. And next here, is it possible to integrate with Contabo VPS?
Yes, yes. So integration, we are calling it the different thing because integration, what we are, what we mean by integration is if it is one click, you can say you can select the server from server author itself and it will be created in your account. But that integration itself is not available right now. But if you have a Contabo VPS, you can connect it with server router for sure, and then you can manage it as we are managing it right now. So the process won't be automated. So process will be first you create a Contabo VPS, and then you connect it in a way that we have like connected a server right now in this session.
Okay. Next question: do we have white label email hosting with Server Avatar?
No, we are not providing email hosting right now. So
Okay.
if we plan to provide it with we plan to provide it as a managed email hosting service. So our plan is to partner up with a good email hosting provider and then allow users to create email accounts directly from ServerAvatar.
Okay, that will be nice. Right. Can I clear the cache on the site and in Cloudflare from the server avatar dashboard?
So like if you have Cloudflare integrated with ServerAvatar, which is possible, we are providing Cloudflare integration at application level. So you can integrate cloud platform and then yes, there might be the option to clean the cache on the site automatically. But if it's not there, we can add the option. It's not a big deal.
All right. And I think this must be the last question now. How do non technical users ensure security of servers? And do you provide application level support?
Okay. So fundamentally, as I have like explained it in the walkthrough, like all the fundamental setups like database setup, application setup, everything is secured by default. So for example, you are just creating an application, right? It will have its own isolated environment. You don't know it, but ServerAvatar will create an isolated environment for each of your application. So first of all, like if one of your application is infected by any virus or anything, like if you have used any plugin that is infected or that has a vulnerability, right? It can't spread to other applications on the server, on the same server, if it is managed by ServerAvatar. So let's say you have five WordPress sites hosted on a server that is managed by ServerAvatar. If one of the application is infected by virus, right? The virus will won't the virus won't spread on another four applications, right? So it will be limited to one application only. Same goes to if your site is hacked, right? Someone has if some plugin has vulnerability and it has created a backdoor to access the application, like access the files and database on your site, right? In that case, like they won't be able to spread it to different applications. So that is the base one thing, application isolation, right? Then there is database. So in database also, if you are just creating a database, you don't know, but like ServerAuthor will use the best security practices by default. So if you see like in ServerAuthor, a database can have multiple users, but a single
Oh, um, where is? Let me just contact Adarsh. One moment. Okay, I'm looking for Adarsh right now. Suddenly he's gone. Let me check again because I cannot answer your questions as if. Yeah, I hope that he'll be back soon. So in the meantime, guys, do remember that there are three ways to join our live giveaway. One is you can comment server avatar. Next one is you can ask smart questions, and where Adarsh is going to choose the best question for today. And then third is to fill up the giveaway form, forms.nttl.inc/server avatar. Okay, I found him, and let's see. Has a blackout. Yeah, he'll be back soon. Let's see. And yes, he's back. Yay.
Uh,
Okay, there you go. So, we are talking about security and you got blacked out.
yeah.
Okay, so how can we ensure security, especially for those who are non techies like me?
Yeah. So I was telling that that all the configurations done by ServerAvatar are secure by default, and there are only few things that you have to do after you configure any server, and if you after you host any website on the server, right? So those few things include enabling the firewall on your server, then having the SSL certificate installed on your server, and those basic things. At server level, everything is secured by default. The fundamental practices that we use to configure new servers, new sites, and all the access management on the server, resource management, and everything. All of those things are secured by default. So whether the user knows it or not, like those applications are secure by default, and there are only few things that you have to do to have the complete secure setup on your servers.
All right. Okay, so the next question here is that is it possible to connect multiple Cloudflare accounts at the server avatar account level rather than at the site level, and not only to manage DNS but also manage WAF rules?
Okay. So, right now, it is not possible to integrate Cloudflare account with server avatar account at server the account level, right? But what we can do is we can allow the management of web application firewall rules from application level integration. So, we can add an option to manage those rules, but the account level integration, that is not in our roadmap, nor we have thought about it yet.
Okay, but anyway, if you are a server avatar user, you can go to their roadmap and look at what's on the roadmap and also suggest new features for server avatar to deploy. All right. Anything else? I believe no more. And yes, we finished all the questions. So now, thank you so much, Adarsh, and thanks everyone for joining us today. Now we're going for our giveaway, and the first one will be chosen by Adarsh.
Okay.
See here, and Adarsh, you have to choose the person who asked the best question for today.
The
And
best question, I very much like the horizontal and vertical scaling question. I don't know who
oh,
uh,
I
who
know, it's Asif. Wait,
okay,
wait a
so
moment.
he gets an
Is
account for sure. It was a very good question.
let me see. It's one of the first questions actually that was asked.
Hmm.
Okay, it's Asif. I'm sure of that. Okay, there is the question. It's from
Yeah.
Asif. Please explain horizontal and vertical scaling, and is either one possible with server avatar? So this is the best question of today, and congratulations, Asif, for winning starter account, starter lifetime plan of server avatar.
Uh, I think he is already a user, right? Asif,
Oh, I don't know. But if he is, then good.
I have seen in the I have seen him in the community multiple times actually.
Yeah, he's very active in a lot of communities, including our non-tech tech community. So thanks so much, Asif. And he has another question, follow up. Can we connect nodes to main? As if you cannot win twice, okay? Just to let you know. Now, can we connect nodes to main websites as the need arise? Is there an easy way using server avatar?
Okay, so I think he is talking about multiple front end nodes, back end nodes, and MySQL replicas. The exact thing is exact feature is not ready, but it can be done in the future as soon as we start providing load balancers and things like that.
Right. And by the way, half of the questions that were asked today, I have no idea what it is, and all it means half the explanation I also don't know one. So I need to watch this video again, even for me. And as if you say, he's not currently a user of Server Avatar
Okay.
and never used Server Avatar. So congratulations, as if you have a starter plan,
Yeah.
lifetime plan, starter lifetime plan. Congratulations. Now the second one is first. Okay, if you have commented hashtag Server Avatar and you left a lot of good comments today or ask questions, then you will be in for this round. Okay, let me click start. Oh, by the way, it matters whether you have capital S and capital A. Congratulations to Interpret. So Interpret is our second winner. So we have Asif and then Interpret. Congratulations both. And by the way, Interpret, thanks so much for introducing me to Adarsh. So that's the reason why we have our live stream today as well. It's because of Interpret. So thank you so much for that. Let me now hide it. And the third one is stop. We don't have that. Okay. I pressed too quickly. So congratulations to Interpret. And the third one is I'm going to download the responses from our form. So please give me a couple of moments here. We're going to have wheel of names. And remember, for the wheel of names, it's required that you are available when I announce your name. Okay, sorry for waiting. We are almost there. It's taking me some time to open the CSV file, but we are almost there.
Is there any way I can share the link of the Facebook community of ServerAvatar?
Of course, of course. Okay, just send it to me first, and I will post it in
Okay,
here.
sure, 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 sure. I'll
Where did
just
you
send you on
send it?
Messenger if it's fine.
Okay, no problem. Messenger is perfect, and my messenger is there. Oh, all right here. Let's see. So, guys, here is the link to the Facebook group. So, looking to try on n8n, yes. Actually,
Yeah,
Interpret is
if
looking
we like
forward to
it
this.
was we forgot about it, and like what we can do is like either we can show it right now or we also have the video tutorial on our YouTube channel. So like we can also share it with the users because like it was not covered in this one.
All right, and this is the link to the Facebook group. So just look for facebook.com/groups/server avatar users. Okay, so that's the easiest way to find them. And for the YouTube tutorial, we can. Do you want to do it now, the n8n, or later on the I'll post in the group?
Whatever you say, like like it's fine for me if we can like show it right now. It's
Okay, we
fine.
can show it right now before we
Okay,
do
okay, sure.
the bill of names.
So like we had that n8n installation, right? That we did
We actually
before.
did it earlier, but with the digital
Yeah,
ocean that is not connected to your
yeah.
server avatar.
Okay. So now what we'll do is it is already like installed right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what we'll do is we can create an n8n application. So let's do that. N8n test app, and we will use the temporary domain name n8n. Okay. In one click, we will choose n8n and we will then like just create an application. So it will install the application. It will show the process, and like n8n will be ready. Okay, so it is installed, and we will just install the SSL certificate. So these are the basic like security things that you have to do after you install any application on ServerAvatar. So like the n8n is already installed, and we will just access it right now. It's my habit to first install SSL and force HTTPS. Right? I think there is some currently there is some configuration going on. It is throwing error. Okay, okay, okay. It was starting up. So first of all, we set up the owner account, right? So we have set up the owner account. Okay. So all that and skip, right? And here we have the n8n installation. So we can just create a new workflow and we can just start working on it. Like it's very easy. So let's say you installed it for a specific workflow, right? You want to create one more n8n installation. So n8n we create new application and we do the same process again and again. So here we are naming it n8n install new, right? We are same selecting the test domain name and we select n8n and we create application. So it will deploy new n8n instance for us, and then we can access it the same way we did with the other instance. So like it only takes like about a minute or so, and it is truly one click.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. So here we go. We have the different like the second instance of n8n. So once we install SSL on it, we can like access it the same way we did with the previous installation. So you can have as many n8n installations for different workflows, for testing, for like trying out new things, and you can also have like specific instances for production workflows and everything. So here we have HTTP to HTTPS ready, and here we will have the new instance of n8n. It is like showing 502. It will show it for like 30-40 seconds or so because like it is installing stuff and like configuring it properly. Okay, once it's live, we can similarly create a new like the main admin account and follow the same process. Like it is easy as that. Here we have the new instance of an event.
Yay, that's quick. We can
Yeah,
start.
It is very easy with ServerAvatar to deploy n8n and like manage them. You can also like migrate your n8n installations on different servers. You can change settings and you can do lots of things. Like you can also monitor other things like traffic coming on it, and you can do some minor changes with file manager. You can enable fail to ban and everything. So like it is very easy and very effective way to install n8n.
Okay, so thanks so much for showing us the one-click install of N8N. And I believe no more questions, and we are now waiting for the third winner. And I have it ready here. Let's do this. So I have here Amir, Arnob, Brave, HM, Joginder, Kimman, Niru, Nyok, Rohit, Sahinur, and Vladimir. So I will shuffle this, and good luck, everyone. We're going to select our last winner. And remember, you must be present to claim your prize. Okay, so our next winner is Vladimir. Congratulations, Vladimir. Vladimir, are you there right now? Because he actually asked a lot of questions about
Yeah,
Cloudflare,
yeah.
about so many things.
Hmm. So basically, what we can do is like you can collect the email addresses from these three winners, and you can just send it to me. I will get their accounts ready in like you can say 12 hours, 14 hours, something like that.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, so Vladimir, Interpret, and Asif, congratulations to the three of you. You get a starter lifetime plan of Server Avatar. And please create an account on Server Avatar. Send to me the email addresses that you used, and I will send it to Adarsh, and then he will
Yeah.
take care of it. Okay? So, and please send it to me within 24 hours, not 24, 48 hours, within 2 days, please. Tomorrow is holiday here in Hong Kong, so I'm definitely offline, but I'll be back on Friday. And thanks so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Adarsh. Thanks, everyone from our
Thank you
community joining
everyone
us today.
for like joining the live. That was great.
Yes, and asking a lot of questions. It was so much fun
Uh,
to answer everything.
yeah, exactly.
Right. So we have here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations to winners. Thank you for this session. And here, sorry, you did not fill up the form. Okay, but we only have one reader for the shuffle. Okay, okay. Thank you so much, everyone, and good
Okay.
night.
Bye.